Okay, sounds good. All right, so we start out in Night City, which is, from what I can gather, the main location of Cyberpunk 2020.
Okay.
Okay.
It's nighttime.
Of course, it's Night City.
Only three of us could make it, so
Only three.
it's just
What is your party comprised of? Does the rock star here?
no, the rock star is not here, so we have no money.
Oh, okay.
no.
You have no money. Okay, never mind.
Immediately we're on for a trip.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, if you have the rock star, at least you'll have some giggles out of it. That was what I was thinking. But no, it's even worse that you don't have them. You don't
No.
even have any cash now.
There's just me,
Yeah.
Jason Momoa,
Yeah.
who is just a guy with guns.
Jason Momoa with a gun.
Yep. There is our med tech, so we have a healer.
That's good.
And there is our road warrior guy.
Okay, this is already an interesting combination of people to put all in the same room at the same time as the only people.
Yep.
So we're all together. We're in some bar or something, looking for work.
Okay.
We get a phone. Oh, by the way, there are people who just have like cybernetic implant or like kind of like bio implants that make them look like cats that are sitting at the table next to us.
Okay.
Like they have tails and whiskers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of them comes over, says, "Hey, you got a phone call," hands us a cell phone. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I take it. It's a voice saying, "Hey, if you're looking for work, come over to this place in the dock area,
Oh,
and
that's
we'll
not
talk."
fish.
Yeah, it's very shady, but we're shady people, so we're like, okay.
Okay, Jason Momoa with a gun. You're very shady.
And blue, yes, blue jeans, no shirt, no shoes, gun.
No
God.
shirt, no shoes, no service. Sorry.
No, he gets all the service he wants because he's Jason Momoa, but with a
Yeah,
But with a gun.
and then we got our vagrant street doctor.
Are
Who
they
is
like
our-
a child too?
Yeah, they're like 19 years old or something. Yeah,
baby.
somehow a doctor.
Fucking infant is in charge of all of your medical care.
So our road warrior, who's got his special stat is at a 7, which means that he's like a clan leader of his road warrior people.
Okay.
He calls someone up because we don't have money for a car, so we ask for a lift.
So you get picked up by some road warrior.
Yep, we
Oh,
get picked
boy.
up by some road warrior. We go over to the docks. We talk to we talk to some guy first who's like even shabbier than us. He's got a gun, and he just like makes small talk, and we have no idea what he's going on about.
Okay.
And he's like we're not getting anywhere with him. And finally, someone comes in, takes off his raincoat because it's raining, and it's a
Okay.
Japanese dude.
All
And
right.
he's like, "Hey, I'm the guy," and he has a British
I'm your
accent.
boy.
I guess I should mention that as well.
Oh, boy.
I am your boy.
I'm your boy.
And yeah, so apparently this other guy was just our go-between or something like that. And as soon as we step out, the Japanese guy shoots the go-between in the back of the head.
Oh, okay, so he's that kind of man.
Yep. And he's like, "Yeah, he's not going to be joining us." And we're like, okay.
Also, now you know in advance. As soon as you're done with this job, this Japanese man needs to die before he can kill.
It is possible. But if we do a good enough job and impress him, I figure, like, maybe he'll want us for other missions.
No. Presume that he's like, okay, it's been great doing business with you, and is just seeing you off. You need to turn around, Jason Momoa, and just
Yeah, maybe.
without even thinking, because he's
And
gonna
his
kill you.
entire existence.
He's gonna kill you if you don't.
Well, for now, he's offering us money, so we keep going. He takes us
Yeah,
to a
right
different...
now
He takes us to a different warehouse in the dock district, where and we go into like a super crazy looking room that's like all white and has reflective glass on one window on one side, so it's like probably someone's watching us. And a voice comes on the intercom. It's like, "Okay, there's a guy that I need you to find." Or I think it said like, I'm seeking companionship. There's a guy that I need you to get for me. And we're like, okay, so we need to kidnap someone, I guess.
Okay.
Um, and they print out a dossier. And the dossier has all this information about this guy. And we're like, okay, there's 2 locations we can go to find him. Yeah, we part ways without any issue. So there's 2 locations. One of them is like a really dingy bar. And the other one is this one lady's house who used to be his girlfriend.
Okay.
So we're like, well, none of us have really good social skills, so why don't we go to the bar? So...
Oh, that was, great choice, all of you.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, the rock star had our social skills.
I imagine your rock star is literally all of your talking ability.
Well, my character had a cool of 10. He just didn't have any ranks in social abilities, but he could roll at a base of 10, which is pretty good.
Okay.
So, once again, our road warrior calls up his people, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna be like 2 hours because he rolled low.
Oh.
And we
We're
realize,
hanging out there.
Yeah, and then we realize, oh well, if it's gonna be 2 hours before he arrives, we could just walk to the girl's place in that amount of time. So it's like, fuck it, we'll go to the girl's place.
Yep, decision was made for you. Girl first.
Yep. So we go over to the girl's place. We buzz her intercom. It's a very nice looking part of town. She's some sort of like higher up lady. Okay. And this hideous woman's face appears on the view screen. And it's like, what do you want? It's 3 a.m. And we talk about like, oh, well, we were looking for this one guy. And then she's like, oh, him. And then the face changes to be a beautiful woman because apparently that was a that was a fake.
Okay.
And she's like, come on in. And she says for our gross doctor to come in. And
just him?
Yep. And he has the worst social skills, so that's great.
Oh, okay.
And we're like, okay. And we wire him up. Like, we give him one of my walkie-talkies, and he puts tape around it to make sure that the receiver is on the entire time, and he puts it in his pocket.
Oh.
And he goes and talks to the lady. Thankfully, we didn't have to roll any social skills because she wants him dead.
Okay.
And she even pours him some scotch and things like that, and kind of hits on him because she apparently likes the shabbier people.
She likes your hobo doctor. She thinks that's hot.
Yeah, apparently.
She has a fetish for people who are.
Yeah. And according to the DM, a lot of he edited a lot of the language to be less 80s and sexist, you know?
Okay, that's good.
And she says, okay, there's these 2 locations that he might be. One of them is this bar, which is one of the other locations that we wanted to go to, and the other is this other place. Mm-hmm. And we're like, okay, we'll check out the bar first. So our Road Warriors ride finally arrives. We go over to the bar. And we talk to the guy there, the barkeeper, and he says, I don't know where he is. Leave me alone.
Fuck off.
And eventually we have to give him $50, but he eventually tells us more, that essentially he is probably in one of 2 locations. He says this despite him saying before that he hadn't seen the guy in like a year.
Yeah.
One of 2 locations, either what was it? I can't remember now, but it was either this one place or the same CD location that the girl mentioned.
So obviously it's the CD location.
Yeah. So we're like, okay. And we go there, and it's described as like the absolute grossest dive bar. 3 bars now we've been to.
This is pub crawl.
Yes, in descending order of grossness.
Yes.
And the only place that anyone got a drink was at the lady's house, now that I think about it.
This is ironic. You went to 3 bars, but the only place you drank was at...
I believe the place was called the Garbage Pail. And this is where the story this is where the story gets interesting. So the garbage pail, it's literally a total rundown shack of a place. The floor is covered in garbage at all times.
Okay.
The smell is
Really
awful. The band is behind several inches of bulletproof glass, and the bulletproof glass is covered in crap that makes it impossible to see the band.
Mystery band.
Yeah.
You're playing the voice of bands.
Yeah. We immediately walk in, and he tells us to make a save against our body, I think it is.
Because you're just gross.
Yeah. And essentially for saves, high is bad, and we all roll 10s on our D10.
So, okay, it's a D10, so this is the worst possible thing.
So the moment we all walk in, we all immediately throw up on the floor. Just all three of us in tandem. Throw up on the ground because it's so disgusting.
That's been rip, you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
The teenager, your teenage medic feels 10,000 times less alone that Jason Momoa and the hardcore road warrior in all camo
Yep.
also threw up.
Yep.
Also were like, oh!
Because the place is so disgusting. And after we do that, we immediately spot the guy we're looking for. So that's good. And then he immediately gets his head blown off.
Okay!
Oh my gosh!
Well, that's unfortunate.
Because we also learned from the guy in the other bar that, oh yeah, there's these Arabic people who are also looking for him tonight.
Okay. So
And-
they just immediately find and kill him.
Yeah. And of course they were called Arabs to that guy because 80s.
Yeah.
Also, hi, Jax.
Hi, Jax.
What the fuck is happening?
He's telling us about the Cyberpunk session, in which case his character, Jason Momoa with a gun, got shot 13 times.
Yeah.
But lived!
Well, technically. We're
Technically
getting to that shortly.
Okay.
So the guy we're looking for is in this terrible bar. We threw up as soon as we walked in, just to catch up with Jax. Like, all three of us rolled like essentially crit fails on our save to not throw up on the ground because it's so disgusting. And we all did. Then we find the guy. He gets his head blown off by an Arabic guy, who then picks up something off of his body. And we're like, oh shit, okay. Combat starts. I go first. I go incredibly first. Because it's I have the ability called Combat Sense, which gives me extra initiative essentially.
Okay.
I rolled a
initiative.
Yeah.
Roll high.
It's a
Or
class.
low.
It's a class ability. No, it's high in this case. Like I rolled a crit success on
Okay.
it, so I got to roll another die. So I ended up going on like a 30 something when everyone else goes on like 10s and 12s.
Wow.
Nice.
So I just
You were super fast.
yeah.
You're going so fast, they cannot keep up with your...
You should have been a ninja, Jesus. I'm kidding.
Gotta go
So-
fast, man.
So I don't have. Oh no, I have my mortar with me, but it's in my bag, and I figure I probably shouldn't set off a mortar inside of this crowded bar. I may not have enough time. So I run up to the guy because I can't see him through the crowd. So I run up until I can see him. I'm at point blank range. I pull out my heavy Uzi essentially, and I pop one shot into his chest. And he has body armor on, unfortunately. So he has so he only takes 1 damage. So he
From an
bolts.
Uzi.
Yeah. So he bolts for the door. He's super fast. He's got some sort of cybernetic thing going on, where his legs run super fast, and he makes it out the door. And we're like, shit. So we give chase. One of us gets there first, gets out the door, pulls out his assault rifle. There's 2 other Arabic guys. They're next to a car that's running, and the other guy is running up to them. So he's like, shit, and he blasts him like full automatic fire, completely misses. Next turn, I run to the door. I take over behind the door. I'm like, okay, now I got to get the mortar out. So I get the mortar out and I start setting it up. This is what I learned because like I didn't have full information on the mortar. The DM informed me that in order to use the mortar with only one person, you can only fire once every 2 rounds, and you have to spend a round setting up essentially. So I run up and I set up the mortar. And like, okay, I'm going to shoot him next round. And I'm behind cover, so I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then they pull out their big assault rifles. Dude aiming at me, because he sees me setting up a mortar, and he's like, uh-oh. Dude aiming at me, gets a crit.
Okay.
And essentially what crits do is...
Kill you.
Well, they give you an extra d10 on top of your attack roll. And if you're shooting full auto, which this guy was doing with a
Fucking mortar.
with an assault rifle.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, the guy doesn't have a mortar. He has he has a big gun, assault rifle. The higher above your AC that he hits, the more bullets hit you. So that's how I got shot with. So that's how I got shot with 13 bullets.
Shirtless Jason Momoa just
Goodbye.
riddled the bullet.
Good fucking bye.
I get hit with 13 bullets. I don't have armor on my arms because I was like, I'll have a vest, but I don't want to have armor because otherwise he's not shirtless. I have armored pants and I have a heavily armored helmet. He shoots me 13 times. I take, after all of the damage reduction and stuff from the wall and stuff is concerned, I take 39 damage. Which you have 40 health in the game.
Okay, so you're alive.
Yes, I am
For
alive.
now.
You're barely clinging on.
Yeah.
Also,
You're looking the man in the eyes with 13 bullet holes in your chest going,
No.
bitch, you...
No. You have 40
At
health,
the-
but it's divided into sections of 4, and you get increased penalties for every 4 damage that you take, essentially.
Okay.
And because I went like all the way down, it's very unlikely that you're going to remain conscious, because you have to start making rolls to remain conscious, and you start taking penalties to those rolls after taking a certain amount of damage. So I go unconscious.
Okay.
Also, he did
That's
enough
fair.
damage on one of the bullets that my arm gets blown off.
Oh, yikes.
So his left arm, Jason Momoa's left arm is gone. He's crumpled on the ground.
Okay.
The medtech, or what else happened? Oh right, the road warrior. The road warrior was the one who ran outside and started shooting. The other guy shoots the road warrior. The road warrior has got like the best armor that you can find in the game, essentially.
Uh-huh. And dies.
Protecting his entire body. So he gets shot like 6 times, which isn't great. But most of them bounce off. Only 2 of them hit him. They do 1 damage each to his head.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
So the damage gets doubled. Or no, that's after the damage got doubled. So yeah, so he essentially took like 4 damage for every shot, but he had a body of modifier of +3, so he's really tough. So he only took 1 damage from each bullet. And then he had to roll to avoid being stunned, and I guess he rolled so horribly that he ended up going unconscious from it, despite only
Yikes.
taking 2 damage.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy shit, dude.
So the medtech is the only one conscious. And earlier on I was like, oh man, it's kind of sucks that I'm not going to be able to use the mortar every round. Unless I have another guy who knows how to use heavy weapons. And the medtech's like, oh, I got some ranks in heavy weapons. And I'm like, oh, great. So later on we could do that.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm unconscious, but my mortar is set up.
Your medtech looks at the border like, oh,
Yeah.
it's my
I've
time.
made a terrible mistake. Oh,
It's my time.
And we're like, great, he can use the mortar. And he's like, yeah, okay. So I have a 4 at it. And me, I had a very high reflex, and I had very good heavy weapons, which gave me an attack modifier with that thing of 17,
Okay.
which is very, very good, almost as high as you can get.
Oh my god.
He had a 4. So
Okay, this is getting really bad.
So I didn't know that, and after he said that, I was like, wait, you have a 4? That doesn't help us very much, does it? And
He's like, but it's
he's
my
like,
time.
but I can use it. So he uses it, and he fails. He rolls like a 3, and he gets like a 7. He was aiming for the car.
Okay.
The mortar has an
that's
explosive. So aiming for the car, it scatters because he missed. So
Yes.
it goes off in a different
How-
direction.
He hits you.
He hits us.
Yeah, he hits you.
It scatters like, I think the car was like 10 meters away. The guy running away was about 6 meters away. He was aimed at the car. The other two guys were next to the car. It scatters like 6 meters toward us and to the left.
Eep!
So we all get hit by the mortar, and everyone gets hit by the mortar except for the two guys next to the car. The mortar has an explosive radius of 5 meters.
Okay.
I die.
Yeah, goodbye, Jason Momoa. You're just armless Jason Momoa gets
Yeah,
he's
disintegrated.
gone.
The
Incinerated, sorry.
the road warrior, I think, dies, or he
Yeah.
takes like a ton of damage.
Yep.
One or the other.
Yep.
So much damage, he might as well.
In any
be
case,
dead.
he's still unconscious. He's either crazy unconscious or he's dead. The guy that was running away gets blown up. The medtech takes a ton of damage, but he's alive
Hi.
and he's conscious. The two Arabic guys decide, okay, that's a mortar. They peel off.
We're gonna leave.
The medtech, being the only guy still alive, makes his way to the body and finds a key card.
Okay.
And they're like, oh, that must have been what he took. Thankfully, me and the road warrior, and not the medtech, have purchased emergency medical insurance. So in the Cyberpunk 2077 trailer, those guys with those guys in the hover vehicles that come in.
Okay. Yes.
So they arrive. Mine won't arrive for 6 minutes, but the other guy's arrives in 1 minute.
Okay.
And because it was so fast, us being clinically dead for only 1 minute or so,
Uh-huh.
we're able to be resuscitated. Like, they make the roll to resuscitate us, and they do it because it was a very easy roll because they only took 1 minute.
Yeah, unlike 6, which,
I mean, he's already dead. He's exploded.
Yeah.
But they're able to revive me.
How?
I don't know, but I was only clinically dead for 1 minute, so they were able to put me back together, I guess. The arm unfortunately couldn't be saved.
You were stitched back together like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have fangirls, shirtless Jason Momoa with.
So that's the end of Jason Momoa with a guns story, as he and the road warrior get evac'd to a hospital, and we are going to spend, like, my character is so damaged that he has to spend 32 days in the hospital before he can even leave.
Your character's just.
Oof.
Most of it in a coma.
Oh my god.
Holy
Oh,
fucking
poor
shit.
guy.
Yeah.
So-
He's gonna have to go
Jason
through some
Momoa.
heavy rehab.
He's gonna wake up in the hospital, and he's like, "What happened to the road warrior and that kid?" Never coming back for him.
Yeah, wasn't a good
he's not
day
even
for
gonna,
him.
he's not even gonna be able to talk. What the heck?
He's just in bandage.
It's just like, thinking, where is that kid in the Road Warrior? All that comes out of his mouth is garbled nonsense.
Oh.
He would be on a lot of drugs for a while, probably.
Yeah, it's just garbled nonsense out of his mouth.
So, our medtech, still able to do his mission. He takes his key card. He finds a place to relax for the night, to patch himself up a little bit.
Okay.
And then he's like, okay, I know where this key card is. It's at a weird, like Deus Ex and other types of future punk type games where you'll have these like coffin hotel rooms where it's just like a little slot in the wall.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is like like the little, like, it's just a bed essentially that you sleep in.
The capsules.
Yeah, the capsules. This is like a capsule brothel,
Capsule Bravo.
which immediately,
Oh,
like,
God.
I start thinking, a capsule brothel must be terrible because you can't even do
Yeah.
anything interesting in a capsule. You can't do cowgirl. Or you can't do
Your hanky panky can't go very.
no. You can like pretty much only do missionary.
Yep.
Oh, the canoodling.
All the canoodling.
So
Only in missionary.
So this is a key card that leads to a capsule. Now the key card is busted to shit because it got hit by a mortar. But thankfully the person at the front replaces it. And he's like, okay, that's the key to this one. And he's like, and Medtech's like, yeah, okay. He's still horribly injured. He's just dragging himself, basically.
Yeah,
And
he's
he
a
makes
med
it-
tech. He can fix himself.
Yeah, but it takes time. He
he's
fixed
an
himself a
adult.
little bit, but... So he drags his, like, 19-year-old ass up to where the capsule is. He swipes the card, it opens up, there's a bed, and there's a suitcase. So what does he do?
Okay.
So what does he do?
Does he
he's
go
gonna
into the suitcase?
fucking look in that suitcase.
Yeah, he takes the suitcase. Well, there's a bomb underneath the suitcase.
Bye, medtech.
The bomb does 8d10 damage, just like my mortar does. The medtech dies. Everyone within 40 meters blows up.
Oh, you really aren't ever seeing that medtech again.
And that's the end of the campaign.
Oh my god.
God.
just
God.
the medtech dies because he doesn't have insurance. Jason Momoa with a gun survives, and so does the Road Warrior.
Randomly,
Oh my
some
God.
they live.
And I was like, wait a minute, you didn't even get to roll perception or whatever on that? And the GM informs me that in order to know that that's there, according to the module, you need to have a security scanner, which is an item that costs 1,500 Eurobucks, which is like half of the money that I had, and is also an item
Oh
that I
my
didn't even know
God.
existed.
Oh my God.
And security scanners only pick things up 75% of the time. So
What the fuck is this game?
100% of campaigns that no one has a security scanner in the party end with them blowing up right there. And 25% of the games where you do have a security scanner in the party
Still end
with everyone blowing up.
God.
You guys
That's
blew up.
ridiculous.
And I was like, that's bullshit. And my GM is like, yeah, that's what these modules were written like.
I mean, the good news is, I think you said you guys were only doing this as like a.
As a one-shot, yeah.
You're not coming back, so the medtech dying, going out with a bang, was really appropriate.
Yeah.
It was a great ending.
Sure was.
Your sole survivor, just eating shit.
Also, the entire brothel just exploding and everyone inside dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went
Yeah.
out with a bang in a brothel, but not in the way you think.
Yeah.
Let's clarify this all the correct.
It's an even, like...
Vassam's kind of end.
Was,
This is precisely.
sadly,
how the song
sadly,
went.
this was even worse than what Vassam has managed.
I know.
Oh my god, yeah!
The song at maximum worst.
Still somehow end up helping and saving the
At
wall.
maximum worst.
So,
He stared a weird robot Drider in the face and said, "Ah."
so suddenly it makes sense why my GM said that Cyberpunk 2020 sucks, and why V
Wow.
said that Cyberpunk 2020 is awesome.
Oh, everybody up right there.
Because V probably did homebrews,
Too.
whereas
Yeah.
the official content will just kill you like that. Like
The official content just fucking hates you.
that was apparently not an uncommon thing among all of the official modules to just have stuff like that happen.
That was exciting.
Yeah.
That was a very...
Y'all got
Well, at
blown
least you
up.
had fun.
I
it was
have
lots of fun.
I have more respect when it comes to I already have respect for V when it comes to GMing games, but I have more respect for him for that now. Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, you have to homebrew a system that's actually
Yeah.
trying to actively, in the official fucking shit, kill you.
Yeah.
That's like first edition D&D written by Gary Gygax style
Gary-
party
Gary-
killer.
God.
Gary Gygax looks your party in the fucking eyes and it's just like, die already. Die. I'm begging you.
Now, is that at the same level or worse than how Curse of Strahd wants to kill your party outright?
This, I would say, is a lot worse.
That's way, way worse, Mare, because that's the plot trying to kill you now. That's not just the encounters are designed to murder you, that is, the plot is actively trying to murder you now.
Everything's trying to murder you, even the doors. You just don't know it.
Oh no, not the doors! Not the doors!
Doors are
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, there's never a point in Curse of Strahd where you can just be completely blindsided without getting the chance to roll a check on it.
Yeah, like this was the kid decided, okay, this looks like a plot important thing, I'm going to interact with it.
Yeah.
And, oh, I died
Yeah.
for interacting with what appeared to be a plot important.
And unless someone was outside of the building for some reason, that would have just been the end of the entire party.
Could
So-
he have ignored it and
Ignore
just slept on the bed?
ignored
Could
this
have.
ignored the suitcase that was just radiating with plot significance.
Yeah,
Yes.
it seemed to be a plot significant item. Like, you'd be like, who the
Listen.
fuck wouldn't know?
That would have
Listen,
been
I'd open that. I'd
Okay,
look.
but it's not that he opened it, it's that he lifted it up.
No,
Yeah, he
I'd
just
open.
picked it up. He didn't even open it. He just picked it up.
yeah.
I'd open the capsule, see the suitcase, close it, and just say, "Just go,
Not
give the key
today."
back." Just like, not today.
Not today, Satan.
Just-
Someone left their shit in my capsule. I'm just gonna go sleep in a dump.
Yep.
That would have been a pretty funny ending as well, that you just open it up. He just like, the med tech is just like so fucked up and tired that he just opens it up. He sees the suitcase there, ignores it, crawls into bed and goes to sleep.
And then
Well,
gets
he was
his
on a
and
tower
then-
anyway.
And then gets his throat slit in his sleep.
Possibly.
Yeah, unless the bomb was on a timer anyway.
I don't think so.
Going to blow up.
So the GM told us how the rest of that story would have gone.
Okay.
The suitcase, I believe, contained... I don't remember what it contained, but it contained something that would have eventually led us to a boat.
Oh my god.
And
A boat.
and inside of that boat was a bunch of bad guys and a horse.
What?
Okay.
And it turns out that the guy that the Japanese people were looking for had stolen that horse
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
and was selling it to the Arabs, I guess, maybe, or hiding it or something. The Arabs wanted it because it was a horse, and it was like a vat-grown, genetically superior horse.
Okay.
And they
No,
wanted and they wanted it as a racehorse to make lots of money.
No,
Ah, there we go.
screw you guys. I'm taking this horse.
And I guess the guy stole the horse from the Japanese company.
Yeah.
And they wanted the horse back. So
I'm sitting here actually with my mouth open. I can't believe all of this was over a fucking.
apparently it was all over
to
a
me,
fucking
that
horse.
doesn't really surprise me.
I believe
Then
it was
again,
described
I used to see
as,
wheelchair go down in like Shadowrun.
It was
and I
described to
knew
us
the,
as he stole genetic property from the company,
Oh my god.
and it was a horse.
It's a horse.
So we had to get onto that boat, which surely would have been blown up by my mortar.
It would have been exploded. That shit
As
would
soon
have
as
been
we heard
gone.
there were bad guys in there, my guy would have been like, "Oh, the genetic property will be fine." Blow it up with a mortar.
Just exploded the horse. Looked the horse in the eyes and went, "You're fine," and then blew.
Oh my god.
Because it would have figured that it would have been like probably some DNA in like a bulletproof briefcase or something. It'd been like, okay, that's fine. You can just blow up the
the
boat.
fucking
This
horse.
is chill.
It was a horse. So we had to kill all the bad guys and recover the horse. Now, if we had recovered the horse, completely intact, we would have gotten 12,000 euro bucks each,
Oh my god.
Wow.
which is way more money
Oh,
than
fuck.
I started with. I started with 3,000.
I imagine, yeah, that's way more money than most people would ever start with,
And-
except maybe the rock
yeah.
star.
But even if we blew up the horse, we would have still gotten like 3,000 each to recover
That's not
the
bad.
DNA from the horse. So
It was over a
it
fucking
was over.
horse.
It was over a fucking horse. All these men died.
Over a
God.
god.
I lost my arm.
Horse.
Horse. Yeah.
Over a horse.
Died.
Over a horse.
The medic died
Over
because of a horse. Everyone just basically went
That's fucking
boom
ridiculous.
because
It was
of a
over
horse.
a horse, guys.
I
You
mean,
need to
apparently the
calm-
horse was worth millions of dollars. So
Why was there a bomb in the brothel capsule over a horse?
I don't
It's a
know.
horse.
It was a genetically
I
engineered
don't care. It's a horse.
That doesn't matter. It was a fucking horse. I'm so
Oh man,
upset.
oh man, that Japanese guy was more of a horse girl than
Came
any
in
horse
here.
girl.
That Japanese
One in
guy
the
shot a
morning.
man in the back of the head to protect the horse.
A horse! He shot a man.
Protect
in the back
information
of the
about the
head for a
horse.
horse.
I came in here at 1 in the morning to listen to Uni tell a story that in the end was over a fucking horse.
It's a horse. Jesus Christ!
All right, I'll turn the recording off now.
Okay.
Story time.
Yeah.
was
God, you were
a
recording.
good story.
Yeah, he was
Yes.
totally recording us, by the way, Jax.